Hello, I'm Dave Lethman, the lead author of Caregiving 101, a practical guide to caring for a loved one. I'm here today with Scott Collin, the founder of ComeForCare in Seattle, Washington. Today, we're talking about caregiver support groups, particularly caregiving support for people with dementia. Now, caregiving is one of life's most stressful situations, and caregiving for somebody with dementia is doubly so. Just because the progressive loss, the behaviors you'll see, and the loss of somebody that you love, who they are, it really just takes its toll. So, Scott, let's start by talking about what are some of the signs and symptoms people will see if they've been, as their body has been absorbing all of this stress.
Well, as you said, one of the things about dealing with someone with dementia is what they refer to as the long goodbye. You say goodbye over and over again. You grieve for a long period of time, and that stress can take a real toll on everyone. Some of the common signs of stress that we're all used to, lack of appetite, lack of sleep, all those types of things are very common. But when you're dealing with somebody where you're actually providing direct care, it can be exacerbated. One of the huge signs is when you start to lose balance in terms of where you're expending your energies. Are you taking so much care of the person you love that you've lost the ability to take care of yourself? Are you losing perspective about the people in your family, your other loved ones, your children, your cousins, your whatever, your job if you're still working, if it's an early onset of dementia? It's about showing signs of a lack of balance and awareness that you've become so focused on caring for somebody you love that you've lost the ability to take care of other parts of your life. It can manifest in very specific ways. You may have heart palpitations. You may see significant loss of weight or gain of weight. It can even manifest itself in abuse of certain substances, self-medicating. So if you found a place to find solace that is unhealthy, drinking too much, medications, then you found a place that's not taking care of you and ultimately is not taking care of the one you love. So there's a lot of ways it can show up. The key is do a self-check. Look at yourself. Are you actually providing the care for yourself that you need? And if you're not, then you probably have triggers that show that you're reaching a level of stress that's not healthy for either of you.
We've all felt these things, and caregivers need to take care of themselves so that they themselves, their health does not falter. The statistics are terrible about caregivers whose health fails before the person that they're caring for, even the mortality. You just quoted that latest statistic to me.
Yeah, actually, people who are providing care for people with dementia have a 65% higher mortality rate than those not providing that kind of care. I saw it in my own personal life with my father and mother. My mother had dementia, and my dad was providing care for her. And when it was all said and done, he passed away before she did. He was committed to that care, and yet it compromised his own health. I've seen it personally. I've seen it professionally. It's absolutely true.
So how can a support group help?
Really, a support group serves a number of different roles. One of them is quite simply knowing that you're not alone. Any kind of support group, regardless of what challenge you're going through, is oftentimes just about recognizing that you're not in this battle alone, that other people are suffering the same things you're suffering. The saying misery loves company is cliched, but it's true. It's not that we want other people to be miserable. We want to understand that other people are going through the same things that we're going through, and then we can share ideas and thoughts about how to get through that challenge. One of the other things is just knowledge, understanding what it is that our loved one is going through, being able to anticipate the next steps, look in hindsight and understand what has happened so far, and truly have an insight into what's occurring. One of the other key things is giving yourself skills, the ability to do your best in providing care for somebody you love, how best to manage those difficult situations. With knowledge comes understanding, and with that understanding comes the ability to do a better job. And the last piece is taking care of yourself. Because when it's, again, all said and done, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're simply not in a position to take care of somebody you love.
So when does it make sense for somebody to seek out a support group? I mean, we've been caregivers. We're busy. Our lives are full. We're swimming with the water line up to here. When does it make sense to take that extra shift and go, okay, I'm gonna reach out?
Well, the first thing is to do a self-assessment, to kind of look at yourself and get a gut check as to where you are. Are you okay? And be honest. And it's okay to be what would feel a little bit selfish in the situation. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's taking care of you, yourself, the one you love, and everyone around you. It's not selfish. It's also accepting a little bit of feeling guilty about having not done your best job and learning new skills. The most important thing is that you recognize that you can do a better job by being better yourself and learning and knowing more. Once you've taken a chance to do that self-assessment, then it's a matter of finding the right group and the right situation to help support it.
So what's a typical group like? How much time does it take? How long does a group run? How do you find this kind of thing?
Honestly, they vary by a huge degree. And the key is finding one that's a fit for you. It's like so many things. Is it the right job, the right house, whatever it is? Some of them are ongoing. They may meet every week, every 2 weeks, every month. It may be an hour a week. It may be 2 hours every 3 weeks. The one that I personally participate in and we organize runs through a finite period of time. It's 5 weeks. It's 2 hours per week. It has a start and an end and allows you to anticipate and plan around that timeline. So each one of them is going to be very different. All of them have certain common characteristics. They're all going to include knowledge. They're all going to include the opportunity to share stories and ideas and solutions with other people that are suffering from the same thing. And in many, if not most of the cases, they're going to have an opportunity to understand self-care. So understanding the care of the person you're taking care of, getting skills, swapping ideas, and learning how to take care of yourself so you're best positioned for all of those things.
Fantastic. I mean, that is such a gift. And I know that if you feel more prepared, just having a sense of what to do when things happen really brings down the stress levels.
So we personally do a dementia support group. It's very carefully planned. And as I mentioned earlier, it's designed over a 5-week window, which is great for people that can't have an indefinite period of time. You know, if someone wants to get involved with that, they can feel free to reach out to me. My email address is scollins, SCOLLINS, at ComeForCare, ComeForCare.com. But there are many other organizations that I've had great experiences with. First of all, the Alzheimer's Association, which we've all heard of, but there's also another organization called the Alzheimer's Foundation. They both do support groups. We're also incredibly fortunate that here in Seattle, we have a group called MomentiaSeattle.org. It is MomentiaSeattle.org is their website. They do dementia cafes, they do support groups, they do all kinds of resources for people with dementia, including a retreat that's like 3 days that involves the entire family, and they get to step aside, share ideas, swap ideas, and they're all really amazing. And we're, again, very fortunate to have those kinds of things in our community. If you need information like that, if you want to reach out to me, you certainly can do that personally.
Good. And the book also is loaded with links for more resources as well. And hopefully people can see get over the hard stuff so that they can also find the beauty in this part of life and in this journey.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.